In Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. High through the rain, through the fire. This is my cause, my only desire.
Yes, good morning and welcome to THFC to a Die. And yes, guys, it is game day. Tottenham are back. Yay. Can we make it 3 wins in a row? Could Thomas Frank now be king of the lane? Or by 5:05 tonight, could Thomas Frank be collecting his P45? Yes, we are going to go over the team news. Yes, we are going to go over the predicted lineup. But first, let me introduce you to my co-host. Some say he was put in the UK from the French in 1886. And some other people say that in his basement he has Marilyn Monroe on speed dial. But all we know, his name is Rain. How are you doing, Rain?
Very good. I've got a lot of ancestral sort of. I'm an ancestral mongrel,
Yeah.
if I could put it that way. From I got some Egyptian. There's quite a bit of Mediterranean. There's actually some Irish,
Yeah.
Dermot,
We're learning that.
in my lineage. Absolutely, some German. I don't think there's any French.
Well, apparently you've got Marilyn Monroe on speed dial in your basement.
I mean, she's going to be quite old.
Well, apparently she's still 25 years of age. There you go.
Okay.
I've got a load of stuff on you, Rain. There is. There is. The next show we do, I've got 2 crackers for you. I really do. Do you know, we're learning a lot. We've learned. This is one thing we've learned already in this stream.
I've
That
learned
Rain,
I've learned that I've got a basement.
yeah, that we've learned that Rain is everything but French. That is an amazement. And we also learned that he has a basement. I mean, it's amazing. But you don't want to hear about Rain's basement or about him not being French. No disrespect to the French. Very kind of you. You do have a very cool president with sunglasses on, where he was during the week, looking like a rock star. You want to hear about Tottenham, and you want to hear our views on the Burnley game today that kicks off at 3 o'clock on Turf Moor. Rain, look, very quickly before we get into team news and the lineups, it's important, isn't it? We back up Tuesday night's win against Ointment. We have to back it up today. Is Thomas Frank still under pressure for you?
Yeah, we absolutely have to back it up, especially against a Burnley side
Mm,
who are rooted. They must be massively odds on
yeah.
to be relegated. I don't. I mean, I've been quite consistent in saying I don't think Frank's. He's clearly under pressure, but I don't think his job's at risk.
Mm,
And I think that's going to carry on. I think that's been borne out. I think Binay has absolutely no. I think Binay himself has absolutely no interest in sacking Frank. He's got enough problems without having to look for a new head coach, and I expect Vinay to use the Dortmund results and the fact
mhm,
that it looks pretty good now that we will qualify without going through the playoffs through the Champions League because Frankfurt lost. So Frankfurt now, who we play next, we're expecting them to put out a very weakened side. They've got nothing to play for. Basically, they can't qualify at all. So I expect Vinay to use us qualifying for the next round of the Champions League. We're currently fifth. I expect him to use that as a very good reason for Frank to stay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to agree. Look, we are nearly coming to the end of the transfer window. Are you quite surprised that, under the circumstances, that Vinay has been very loyal to Thomas Frank? That
No,
we are probably seeing signings that they are sort of backing him, aren't they? in the transfer market. But are they also, if they are looking to get rid of him in the summer and bring Poch home, do you think they're also looking to players that Poch can use in his lineup for next season?
Well, I'm not surprised that Vinay's backing him. He did it with Arteta. It
Mm.
seems like his MO. And to be brutally honest, I've always been in the. I'm not quite as vociferous as our very good friend Ryan in terms of backing Frank, but
Mm.
I just think a manager needs a bit of time.
Yeah, maybe.
Manager, head coach. I think they always need
Mm.
a bit of time. And I personally worry about the impact on our club of getting rid of being seen as a club
Mm.
that gets rid of managers on a quick fire basis. So I think it's better to let him fail over a season and not get relegated, obviously, but
Yeah.
then for him to fail over half a season and then we get rid of him. I think it's a very bad. I don't think it helps the club. That's the way I think. Yeah. So that's where I currently am.
Yeah.
I
Look,
don't
well, look,
think
we
I
have to
don't.
see, won't we?
I'm
Yeah.
very consistent. I don't think the club should buy players for Thomas Frank. I think the club should buy players for the club. I
Mm.
don't. Conte's
Yeah.
famous club signing. I think they should all be club signings. When you think coaches
Yeah, I
come and
think I
go,
agree.
coaches come and go, and it is a
Yeah.
mindset. It's a mindset shift
Mm.
because we are so used to managers being kings of the club. And quite frankly, I would prefer it if they were. If I'm brutally honest,
Mm.
right? I would prefer it if we had the old Fergie, style head, managers, proper managers.
Mm.
But that's just not what they are. So
No.
that's why I try not to call them managers these days. They are head coaches. They're coaches, and the transfers they're largely. I know people don't like me saying it, but I think the head coach is largely incidental.
Yeah.
Is
No, I agree. I agree. I totally agree. Well, look, should we get in with the lineup? Talk about the game the game today and who we think Thomas Frank might pick and who's out. But let's go through it. Rain, we do have the team news. Bergville ankle, his injury looks like longer one, but being assessed, he has had now an operation on his left ankle, and he could be out up to 3 months. Palunia progressing and could be close to making a Burnley trip, so we don't know. He is a doubt. And then Solanke and Yadogi and Shavit got through the Dortmund, okay, and all three should be available. Then look, with this is the injury list at the moment. Madison's out, Kulu's out, Bentacore's out. Davis is out, Kudus is out, Richie's out, Palunia with a knock, and Bergville now with the ankle. Now, also Papasar did have an illness coming back from the African Cup of Nations, but I do expect him. He is in the squad, and I do expect him to see either start the game or come on as a substitute. And Rain, this is it. This is the predicted lineup, guys. Let me know what you think of the new way I'm doing it. Do you like it, or do you prefer the old way? So let me know. We're starting with Vicario in goal. We've got the famous back four that we've all seen always have your doggy on the left, Porro on the right, Mickey van der Ven on the left, Romero on the right. We're going with Gray, Gallagher, and Simmons. So a 6, 8, and a 10 in midfield. And then we've got Tell, Odebear, and Solanke. Yes, Tell. There is a lot of rumours about Tell at the moment. Solanke as well up front, and Odebear on the right. What do you reckon, Rain? You think it's a good lineup?
I mean, I
Would you
love
have
it.
gone for that?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I think Tell has to come into back into the side at left wing. I'm not sold. There was a lot of people very very excited about Spence at left wing. I'm not one of them. I thought I thought he was okay, but he didn't create anything. That was my personal opinion. And we still have this right-footed player playing on the left-hand side, always cutting in problem,
Mm.
and that actually is the next thing, because although I love this, I suspect that Frank might revert to type and put Spence at left back. So he's also got form, Frank. When a player comes back from a bit of from a bit of an absence, he likes to really ease them back in quite excessively. If I'm brutally honest, it's quite. It doesn't seem to help. We still seem to get injuries. But with your doggy, I'm not sure he's going to start in 2 games in a row. Much as I'd love it to happen, Gallagher's got to come back in. Gray has got to come back in, and then I think he say with Solanke, he's not expecting him to last. He's still not expecting him to last
Yeah,
the whole 90 minutes, but he
full
has to.
90 minutes. Yeah,
But I thought he was very good, and he has to start. We desperately need a striker who can put the ball in the back of the net, and it didn't quite come off his backside, but it was one of those strikers' goals where how did that go in? I don't know. Does it matter? No. You know, against Dortmund.
it they go in, don't they? And that's the thing. Look, what I'd also like about this lineup is Gallagher's back. I think Gallagher's going to be a good signing for us as well. Look, we do know now we are there's no confirmation yet of the Robinson deal being announced. Now, or it has been announced, or we don't know if it has been announced. So that's sort of in the air at the moment. But him coming in the left, does that give you more options then of on the left hand side? Do you think that then puts Spence then as a right-sided, and that stops him going there because you've got cover now on the left, haven't you? You've got Robinson and your doggy, you've got Porro and Spence, so you've got proper cover for each fullbacks, and also with him playing as a left winger, I thought he played very well against Dortmund as a left winger. By the way, I thought he did well. I'm
Yeah,
being
you weren't
honest,
on your own. You weren't on your own. There were loads of people who were saying that.
and
I'm looking at it. I'm not sure.
but but I think Thomas Frank has to stick with the same philosophy we saw on Tuesday. But you are right. I think he will go back to type. But if we attack this Burnley side today, we can beat this Burnley side. We beat them hands down. But if we go back to type, we're going to give them all the confidence in the world that it's all about him setting his stall out. This is what I'm about now, isn't it? Really, today's a massive game for him. If he wins, I think it eases the pressure on him. Completely eases the pressure on him. If he loses, then it'll be all up again. Frank out. Is Frank going to get sacked? Is the trigger going to be pulled? And there'll be all the euphoria before we go away to Frankfurt. So today's a must win, isn't it? It's a win at all costs today for Thomas Frank, isn't it?
We have to. The thing is, I'm not. I'm also. I don't. I need to go back and have a think, because my perception is that we attack a lot under Frank.
Mm.
It's there's a lot of people saying that we're defensive, and I'm just not sure that I buy into it. I think we're just toothless. I think we've just been toothless up front. We haven't been able to create, and we haven't been able to score. And I'm not sure that's because of ethos. I'm absolutely, in my mind, it's absolutely because of player quality.
Yeah.
Against West Ham, we went for them, and then we conceded 2 really sloppy goals, really sloppy. So, and I think a lot of our goals that we've conceded have been from individual errors, and as we know, goals change games, right? So, I'm not personally convinced. I know a lot of people are very upset. I think I don't think we are ultra defensive, as people are saying. I think I think we started the season ultra defensive, and actually we got quite a lot of good results. So
Yeah.
so actually maybe we should have stayed like that. But what we really need is some quality up top. We
Yeah.
need to see that. Yes, Spence got a lot of plaudits on Tuesday. So did Odebear. Odebear obviously, I think he got 2 assists, if I remember
He
rightly.
did. Yeah, he did.
Um, and he got a
My
lot
man
of
of the match,
plaudits.
really. He was
Yeah,
my
yeah,
man of the match.
and a lot of people, saying, "Oh, he's performing." I'm quite clear. What I see from Odebear is one good game, one not so good game. One good game, 2 not so good games. So what we need from these younger and more inexperienced players is to start getting some consistent performances from them. So if Odebear could come out, he doesn't have to make an assist, but if he can give us a bit of a performance, if he can give us a bit of a performance against Burnley, then that'll be great, because we need to start seeing some consistency. Burnley are going to dig in. They're going to play 3-4. They're going to play 3 across the back, almost 5. They're going to play four in midfield and narrow. They're going to make it very, very difficult. So our crossing game is going to have to be on point. And
Mhm.
I would back Solanke more than I would back Moani to get on the end of some of those crosses.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know what happened there. I froze my end. I don't know if it has come up. So sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. It just completely froze my end. We're very windy here this morning. But Rain, look, we are going to leave it there. That is the lineup, guys. What's your score prediction, Bud, for today?
3-1 to Tottenham.
You know what? I'm going to go with you on that one. I'm
Oh,
backing you on that one.
we
3-1.
never agree on score.
I know where we are today. Listen, we are in here at 2:30 for the start of the watch along. We do have after the whistle. I know, Rain, you're going to join me at some points during today's game, before the game halftime, and then you and me will be doing after the whistle. We'll give you our wisdom and I think James is around today, so I don't know if James is going to. Hopefully, he is. He'll pop on as well, because it's always good to get a tactics view. I have Tottenham, and James is very good at the tactics as well, guys. But do us all a favor if you can. Hit the like in your support for Tequila. That do me a favor. Hit that like and hit that subscription for your support of Tequila. So yeah, if you could do it for me, very well done. Go on, Rain. Do you want to say something?
No.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, we'll see you at 2:30 for the Burnley game. Yeah, take it easy. Come on, you Spurs in the big Tottenham cockerel. We trust. Hang on, let me do. Where is it? Sorry about that. Do apologise. Right. See you later. Bye.
Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise a banner.